Hello. Today I want to talk about in this video is the 5 holes that are in your business and how we can change those, right? So I've got Billy the board out. So let's start with your bucket. I'm a business expert. I'm no way an artist, right? So this is your bucket, which is your business. Okay? Your business bucket. Which it may be right now an idea, and it may be an actual business that you've already got started, but it's not going the way you want it to go. And you're like, what's going on here? Why is this not working? This is going to help. So down here, this is the dreamy outcome. This is you living your fulfilled life purpose, doing what you freaking love to do, sets your soul on fire. You are working with your dreamy clients and you're getting paid your worth. Like that is down there, right? So let's screen that bit. Perfect, right? So we've got a business bucket up here and then we've got a heart down here. Now the problem is, it's not as straightforward. It's not just going, brilliant, I've got this idea, or you may have a business, but it's not getting clients. Everything just seems really difficult and hard, and it's just an uphill climb, and you're like, is this ever gonna get any easier? Yes, it will now, right? Once you understand this, it totally will. Any questions, drop them into the chat box so I can go back and answer them for you. So, how great would it be if you could do this? If you could have your business idea and your business is booming. And that can be the outcome for you. At the moment, if that is not where you are, then it's because of these 5 holes that I'm going to be telling you about that's in your bucket. Because right now, we've got holes in our bucket. What does that mean? That means leakage. That means leakage coming down. That's why we're not coming down to here, and instead we're staying up here with all the leakage. We need to banish these 5 holes. What we don't do is we don't get a little band-aid and just put it on there and hope for the best, because you're still not going to end up down here, right? So we need to make sure we change it. So the first one, the first hole, is your mindset and the energetics. It's the inner work. That, and what you'll notice as we go down the buckets, the hole, they stack upon each other. Hence why I haven't started with number 5, which you'll get that once I write number 5. We start with this because this is the most important first step. If this is your whole, your bucket, and let's say you've got all the other 4 nailed, you think you have, right? You've got the other 4 nailed, you're like, yep, Tash, got all that now, but you haven't got that. You're still not going to be down here. You're still not going to be down here. And I shared with this on Instagram, actually, the difference of when I had a 60K launch. I was launching a group program. I done a 60K launch, and I done the exact same strategy and made £600. Why? Because the strategy was exactly the same. Exactly the same. My other buckets, my other holes in my buckets were filled. They were like, boom, got this. The difference was the energetics, the soul work. I didn't feel aligned to what I was doing, which then didn't give me the outcome of what strategy should. So the first one is you need your mindset on point. You need to, and I don't mean this in just do some affirmations and some meditation, you'll be good to go. That is extremely important, and it's the kind of foundational stage of building a CEO mindset and making sure that you're kind of starting the day the right way, of course. But I'm talking even deeper level of that. What's the most important thing, and the biggest reason why so many entrepreneurs do not succeed, is because of their belief system. They don't believe that they can actually become successful. They don't believe that they can make 5K, 10K, 50K, 100K, whatever it is a month you want to make. They don't believe it. And that's why I say it's about doing the inner work, because you can't fake it till you make it by going, I'm wealthy, I'm a millionaire, I have so many clients, if you don't, right? You've actually got to do the real inner work, the deep-rooted inner work, to be able to get this on point, so that as It builds resilience as well. So when you're going through your business journey and things don't work out, whether it be team members, whether it be a client says no, all of this, what I teach my clients and start to say it is when a client says no, how they deal with it. And it's about rewiring their belief system. Like this is the powerful, like non-negotiable work. That's number one, right? So let's go to number two. Number two is not knowing who your ideal client is. If you do not know who you are speaking to, if you do not know who you want to work with, if you do not know who that person is, and I mean on a level where not just a female, like that's the fluffy kind of stuff, you need to know who you actually help and serve. Why? Because when you are doing live videos, when you're doing your Insta stories, when you're writing your post, maybe you're doing a blog post, maybe you're doing a reel, maybe you're writing your emails, all of that copy and all that stuff you are creating, if you do not know who you are talking to, it is a big fat waste of time, because trying to help everybody, you're not going to help anybody. So you need to make sure that you know exactly who it is that you are talking to, and to a point where your ideal client feels heard. When I write posts, when I do videos, I get so many DMs of people going, oh my gosh, Tash, it was like you were in my head. Yeah, because I've nailed exactly who it is I'm speaking to. Okay, when I first started my business journey, I would help males, females, goldfish, children. Anybody want coaching? I was your girl, right? Now I completely niche down to I only help women that have want to start or have an online service-based business. That's who I help. You've got to be ambitious, you've got to be driven, you've got to really want it and be hungry for this and understand that we've got to do the inner work as well as the exterior work, and we get results, right? That's my ideal client. So that could be your leaky bucket. If you're like, I kind of help everyone, that's not working, right? So number three, your offering. What is it that you offer? What makes you so different? What makes you stand out? Why am I going to go to you and not that person? And that with the offer, you have to be making sure that you know who your ideal client is, which then comes into the belief work. Do you believe that you can actually help this person? Do you believe you can actually change your life? Do you believe that you are worthy of taking money from that ideal client? Because if you don't, we need to go back to here. That's why people can charge their worth. That's where confidence and innate confidence comes from. When you know and you believe so much in your offering, I know what I've got to offer you, my ideal client, is worth every single penny of that investment. Every single penny. Like I just had a client work with me right now. She's in her first month and she's already made 5.5K. That's way more than the investment is to work with me, right? Why? Because I know I get results. I know that my mindset's on point, my energetics are on there, I know exactly who my ideal client is, what it is that I offer, how much, the length, like do you know the details, and more importantly, the transformation. Do you know and understand that? Because that is how you're able to deliver it to someone, right? Maybe the hole in your bucket is social media. Maybe you don't have, let's talk about Instagram. Maybe you don't have an Instagram. Maybe you don't have it as a business Instagram. You kind of just got your friends and your family. No. You need a business account. Maybe you don't know what content to be putting up there. You don't know how to create stop the scroll content that makes new eyes organically come onto your page. I'm not talking fancy funnels or paid marketing. I'm talking about organic reach. Do you have an organic strategy? I teach my clients how to go viral. I teach them how to create copy, right? You see how this all ties in? Let's say you're about to do a post, but you have no idea what you actually offer somebody. You don't know who that somebody is. Then guess what? You're not going to show up. If you don't have clarity around what it is that you actually do and in what order, guess what you're going to do? You're going to procrastinate because it's all going to feel really overwhelming and you're going to be like, no, can't do this, right? So when it comes to your social media, if you're not showing up, if you're not talking about what it is that you offer, if you're not clear on who exactly it is that you offer to and you're speaking to them rather than something that will stop the scroll with you is something that talks to my heart, talks to my soul, makes me go, oh, wow, right? That is when whoever's piece of content that's made me feel that way, they know who their ideal client is. They know what their offering is. They're clear on these things. So if maybe your leaky bucket is this, maybe you're like, Tash, I've got the ideal client down, I've got the offering down, but social media, It makes me fill in the blank. Again, that will lead back to a belief system. You're scared of being judged. You're scared of getting it wrong, messing up, not signing a client. You're scared of looking the fool. You're scared of what happens if you mess up. All of this in your belief system is then backing it up for evidence of why you don't show up on social media. Social media is an incredible, powerful tool that you can use to grow, build, and leverage your business. And if you are not using it, firstly, you need to. And secondly, if you're not using it in the correct way, then you should be using it in the best possible way to be able to serve you. This isn't about you spending hours upon hours scrolling on social media to see what everyone else is up to. Slay in your own lane, right? Eyes on the game, which is to actually serve your ideal clients. And the fifth hole is selling. And I know this is a big, massive one for so many people. They're like, Tash, I love what I do. I know I offer the best service, but I just don't like to charge for it. That comes back to money. What's your money mindset? Why don't you charge your worth? Why don't you believe that your number 2 ideal client will number 3 buy your offering? Is it because you don't have clarity around who it is that you're offering to? Is it because the hole in your bucket is you're not actually sure on the offering? Because if you're clear, and how I teach my Sell It girls is I teach them a simple but extremely effective strategy of how to create and build out their offering. Yeah, not using any fancy tech, literally nice and organic, nice and simple. Builds out their offering. So guess what? Helps with number 5. They all say, Tash, selling my program is so easy now. Selling my services, my treatments, my consultation appointments are so easy now. Why? Because I know what I'm offering. Because you work backwards. Once you know what it is that you offer, of course you can sell it. If you don't know what it is you're selling or who you're selling to, or the energetics, can you see, girls, how this is all intertwining? The energetics of the selling. Selling isn't selling. I sell every day in my business, but it's not selling. It's selling with sass, and it's with that confidence and being able to have that energetic twist and use the inner work to be able to portray that. And that's where number 4 comes in, social media. I use social media every single day to sell, but not in the way that you think I do. That's where it comes down to strategy. Knowing exactly how to sell without selling. I mean, I should coin that. So let's go over them. Here's your business bucket. And you want to get down to here, which is your heart-filled center where you're like, oh my gosh, Tash, I'm just living out my freedom lifestyle where I love what it is that I do. I'm getting paid my worth. I'm working with the most incredible clients, giving them amazing transformations, right? That's where we want to get to. But our bucket's leaky and we need to change this right now. Number 1, maybe it's your mindset, your energetics. Maybe it's 2, you're not clear on who your ideal client is. Maybe it's 3, you're not sure who it is that you're doing your offering for, what the outcome of that, how to position that. Number 4, you're not using social media in the way you should be using it. And I use should in a really light way because I don't really like that word should, because it fills me with resistance. But social media is a free platform. It's a free platform. Use it. Really, really passionately use this. And then number 5, maybe it's your selling. So I'd love to know what is the hole in your bucket, right? And I want you to send me a DM, depending on where you're watching this. So if you're watching me on Instagram, it's at Natasha Clark Coaching. That's where I spend most of my time. That's where I hang out. That's where, especially my DMs, I love speaking to you in my DMs. I love that. So come and follow me on Instagram at Natasha Clark Coaching. And I want you to tell me which one. Maybe there's a few. Maybe it's all 5. It doesn't matter. I want you to tell me which one or the numbers of the holes that are in your buckets, okay? Let's freaking do this.